So check this out, y'all. I'm in a super mystical frequency right now. Today is the second born day for Kim Porter. This is the day that she passed. And I'm just like in my backyard and I'm giving thanks.
Now you kind of look at them like scoundrels. What won't you do for that damn career? Listen, this is a disgusting business. That's all I'm going to say. This business is so disgusting that I can't. I think that Jay-Z and Beyonce are master manipulators of the media. As the mother of a now 16-year-old.
Mm-hmm. Who I met backstage, he
did?
He's a great young man.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. You represent a lot.
Delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
We're here to celebrate the...
So while speaking, they were called N-word, B-word.
Guys, Jay-Z just changed his name on every platform. He's not Jay-Z anymore. He's now Jay-Z with the 2 dots over the Y. Conveniently timed, and we'll get into that. But not only did he put the 2 dots above the Y on every platform,
Wendy Williams was, and honestly still is, the biggest nightmare for Diddy and Jay-Z. And now it's finally starting to make sense why. She was among the very first people to call out Diddy for his aggressive, low-key freak-offs with other men, and because of that, he allegedly nearly cost her life. Not long after, she also had the nerve to expose Jay-Z for supposedly getting his alleged side partner, Cathy White, pregnant. On camera, Wendy may have played it sweet and professional while breaking these stories. But behind the scenes, word now is that someone was targeting her the entire time she was speaking out. And to make things even darker, there's serious evidence suggesting that Diddy and Jay-Z may have played a role in setting up her conservatorship just to shut her up permanently. By now, you've probably heard at least some of the conspiracy theories surrounding Kim Porter's suspicious passing. Aside from claims that Diddy allegedly bought her casket weeks before her death, the autopsy findings and witness accounts simply don't match up. At the time, the public was told Kim died from pneumonia. But sources say the story about house staff finding her unresponsive was completely fabricated by Diddy. Allegedly, Kim was actually found lying on her bed with red fluid soaking her pillowcases and a faint trail of the same red substance on the bedroom floor leading toward the bathroom. On top of that, her body was supposedly positioned in a very specific way to confuse investigators and derail the police inquiry. Shortly after, the coroner on the case, Ed Winter, stepped forward with his conclusions, and baby, they were nothing like that pneumonia explanation. According to Ed, toxins were present in Kim's body, pointing to possible poisoning. Yes, you heard that right. And here's the crazy part. After he disclosed this information, Diddy allegedly used his influence to have Ed removed from the case and replaced with another coroner of his choosing. Tell me that doesn't sound suspicious. What makes this even wilder is that Kim wasn't some small case for Ed. This man was highly experienced. He had previously worked on the deaths of Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Brittany Murphy, Paul Walker, Tom Petty, and Corey Haim. He knew exactly what he was doing. And just when things couldn't get any messier, Ed mysteriously died right as people began pressing for answers about Kim's death. If you ask me, that screams cover up. But girl, that's still not the end. Kim's child's father, I'll be sure, openly accused Diddy of being behind her death. No, allegedly, no tiptoeing. He even released a book titled Do You Believe Me Now?, where he claimed Diddy also tried to have him killed after he started questioning Kim's passing. Anytime Al posted about Diddy or hinted that he feared for his safety, he reportedly received calls from unknown people threatening him, telling him to delete the posts or risk losing his life.
So you were in that coma in 2022. You had the liver transplant, you had the tracheotomy, I mean, all that stuff that went on.
Multi-system organ failure.
Yeah,
wow. 60.
Right. Have they figured out what happened yet?
We will.
No, I mean, have the doctors, medically, like, what happened to you?
Yeah, what happened? So,
because you just collapsed, right?
Yeah, so, just mysteriously, out of the blue, which we do talk about in the book.
Yes,
what that,
I want to get into that.
What that process is. But, so it's been quite a journey. And as I said, even as it relates to writing the book, I went through almost, more than a decade of being scrutinized and clowned by law enforcement, them telling me, you need some help. Hey, really? What's wrong with you? No way. But not realizing that they were also working for the situation.
Because you were hinting, saying,
posting.
Yeah.
I get calls, take it down or else, so on and so forth.
But this is about Diddy, so let's be clear for everybody that Sean Diddy Combs or people affiliated with him did something to you that caused you to have multi-organ failure.
I believe this to be the case, yes. Absolutely.
Wow.
My first time saying it.
Word around town is that Diddy allegedly had Kim silenced because she was in the middle of writing a tell-all book that was set to expose him. Supposedly, the book was going to spill details about his rumored secret parties and the abuse she endured while they were together. He may have managed to stop the book from being released, but leaked text messages between someone at the publishing company Kim was working with and members of her family revealed some of what was planned for the book. One of the emails stated, "I was heartbroken reading about the things Kim endured and witnessed during her relationship with Diddy." It went on to say that parts of the book discussed Diddy's alleged same-sex relationships, recordings of those encounters, the men he was involved with, STDs, claims that Diddy gave Usher an STD, and a heated confrontation involving Diddy and Usher's mother. The email also mentioned allegations about Mary J. Blige being pregnant by Diddy and having an abortion, the physical abuse Kim suffered, an incident where she allegedly pushed him down the stairs in 2007 causing him to break his foot, and other disturbing details. It also claimed Kim wrote about using a strap-on to satisfy Diddy and then breaking down alone afterward, crying uncontrollably. She allegedly described how she protected LB, sure, from running into Diddy, calling him ahead of time to warn him not to show up at certain places so he could avoid trouble. Now, when it comes to Wendy Williams and Diddy, their issues go way back. They had been feuding for years after Wendy called out his freak-off parties back in the 90s, which reportedly made him furious. He allegedly had her banned from radio stations across New York and forced her out of the city entirely. Eventually, they appeared to squash the beef, but even after that, Wendy never stopped speaking on him. She was one of the first voices to call Diddy out while Cassie was still in a relationship with him, though at the time, most people didn't catch what Wendy was really trying to say.
Cassie's in South Africa filming Honey 3. And she allegedly has been avoiding Puffy. And, my thing about when you date a mogul is that it's really difficult to avoid them because if you use your head, you never know when they're going to pop up on the scene. Like he's mogul, like he can hire a plane right now, zoom it to South Africa, land on the roof of the hotel where she's staying, okay, pay people off at the front desk, give me the key and let me up in her room. Like I'm already paranoid. Puffy posted a picture of Michael Jackson's song, Lady in My Life, and wrote, if anyone sees Cassie this weekend, please tell her to listen to this song 100 times. I suggest don't use social media though to reach out. I think this is a grand overture from Puffy. I don't believe he really wants her back. I believe he probably treated her at some particular point like a possession, like a possession. And if you really care, then you'd reach out privately, not publicly.
If y'all remember what went down back in 1999 with Diddy and Jennifer Lopez at that nightclub, Wendy was pretty much the only person brave enough to call out the parts of that case that just weren't making sense. You know, the situation where 19-year-old Shine ended up taking the fall and going to prison. Right. Most people accepted Diddy's story when he pinned the blame on Shine, but Wendy could tell something wasn't right. And trust, she did not stay quiet about it at all.
Absolutely set up to be the fall guy. Taking the fall means not snitching, not getting your friends in trouble. Even today, I wouldn't want to do anything to get anyone in trouble.
I do not own a gun, nor did I possess a gun that night.
Anyway, their feud reportedly escalated so badly that Diddy allegedly tried to silence Wendy once again by making what seemed like a threat involving her 16-year-old son, Kevin Jr. These claims started circulating after an old interview clip of Wendy and Diddy from years ago resurfaced and went viral. In the footage, Wendy appears visibly uneasy and begins stumbling over her words right after Diddy casually brings up that he had met her son.
And let me tell you something. As the mother of a now 16-year-old.
Who I met backstage,
He did?
He's a great young man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You represent a lot to a lot of people in general.
Now, when it comes to Kim Porter, Wendy Williams has always been one of the people who believed she did not die from pneumonia. When Kim passed away, Wendy posted a tweet that read, "I just heard the sad news about Kim Porter. My condolences to Diddy and Kim's families. Rest in peace." But this is where things start to get complicated. After sharing that tweet, Wendy allegedly hinted that something wasn't right when she made a comment on her show along the lines of, "Kim Porter has passed, and that's all I'm going to say." The clip of her saying this has since been wiped from the internet, but many people believe this was Wendy's subtle way of letting the public know that Kim didn't actually die from pneumonia. She added even more fuel to those suspicions when she later made a statement after Diddy was locked up, which came across as her celebrating his downfall. And then there's another strange coincidence. Someone else also passed away right before they were about to do an expose-style interview, Cathy White. For a bit of background, Cathy was allegedly Jay-Z's mistress and has also been rumored to have been Beyoncé's surrogate. According to allegations, after Cathy gave birth, Beyoncé supposedly took Blue Ivy, and Cathy later died under mysterious circumstances. To make things even more unsettling, Beyoncé has allegedly referenced Cathy's supposed death in several songs. For instance, in 2024, Beyoncé released her track Daughter, which some people believe is a direct confession to her allegedly being involved in Cathy's death and then taking Blue Ivy immediately afterward.
Allegedly, the song Daughter on Beyoncé's Cowboy Carter album.
I love that one.
It's potentially a murder confession about Jay-Z's mistress, Cathy White.
But this is where things really start to stand out. Even before all of this information came to light, Wendy Williams had already clocked what Beyoncé was allegedly doing. Now, some of y'all may not remember this, but back in 2011, Beyoncé had the internet in a frenzy when her supposed baby bump appeared to fold in on itself during a live TV appearance. The very next day, Wendy went on her show and went all the way in on Beyoncé, accusing her of possibly faking her pregnancy. Wendy even went as far as bringing up Cathy White by name. And mind you, that was extremely bold because at the time, no major media outlets were talking about Cathy at all. The entire Cathy situation was one of those unspoken things. If you were in the know, you were in the know. And if you weren't, then you simply weren't.
Beyoncé's pregnancy is a way of keeping Jay-Z's alleged mistress away. Beyoncé is going to use a surrogate so she can maintain her body, but they're going to play it off like it's allegedly, like they gave birth. Remember, I was the first one to say this, and you remember, because wait, I haven't said it yet. Watch. It's going to be an at-home water birth in the master bathroom. There are going to be 3 people there. Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and her mother, Miss Tina. Watch.
Now, it's still unclear exactly how Wendy Williams managed to uncover all of this information, but it's said she had insiders and sources planted in every corner of the industry. And honestly, before all this chaos really started unfolding, it seems like someone felt the need to shut her down because she absolutely would have come forward with all the evidence she'd been gathering on them for years. And now, with everything surrounding Diddy and Jeffrey Epstein, Wendy has ended up forced into a conservatorship. In the meantime, people online have been sharing their opinions. One person commented, "Kim's death needs to be reopened and investigated. He is a monster and should never be released." Another wrote, "Beyoncé did not give birth to Blue Ivy. Who shuts down an entire hospital just to have a baby? They didn't block off the hospital when Beyoncé had the twins. Do the math. Beyoncé didn't carry Blue Ivy. The truth is going to come out eventually. But now I want to hear from you. What do you think about Wendy speaking out on the truth behind Cathy and Kim's deaths? And do you really believe this is the reason she was placed into a conservatorship? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to click here to check out this other messy video. Eyes.